Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to expand a little bit on what went to the last video with regards to DHCP and DNS, except this time around, instead of doing it onto the NGFW, we're going to be using relay DHCP and remote DNS servers to extend or offload some of the operations that the NGFW is normally doing, so that we can have a more complicated environment. Before we continue though, I'd like to thank you, the viewer, for allowing my channel to continue to grow. Without your participation, I wouldn't go anywhere. Thank you again for continuing to watch my videos. A like and a subscribe would be greatly appreciated. So again, thank you for your viewership. So let's begin. For the purpose of this video, specifically, I have two virtual machines. One, the virtual machine that's running the Arista NGFW deployment, and a second one for the purpose of this video that is going to be a Windows virtual machine with the Active Directory services, DHCP, and DNS roles installed on it. All right, let's get started. The first thing that we need to do, so this is a server that's pre-installed, as mentioned just previously. It's pre-installed with Active Directory, DNS, and DHCP services. And what we're going to do, something that I did forget to mention is, because technically speaking, we're going to be losing DHCP functionality on our NGFW, we cannot use the static lease method of assigning an IP address. So we actually have to go into the settings of the adapter and set a static IP that way. What that means is you're just going to right click onto the network settings. You're going to open the adapter options, and you're going to right click on the adapter under IPv4 settings. You're going to give it a static address with the gateway, obviously. Now, once that's done, that's when you're going to install DHCP roles, DHCP DNS, and Active Directory roles, because otherwise it's not going to work. I don't remember if I had the just a second here. All right, let's restart back. What I have here is a fully functional, very basic configuration, DNS, DHCP, and an Active Directory server, which we're going to be using for really basic purposes. There's nothing crazy outside of just basic configuration. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go into our NGFW. So the IP on my network is 192.168.2.1, and we're going to log in. And we're going to go under config and network. So we're going to select the interface that we are going to be interested in working on. In this scenario, it's going to be the local area network interface. And what we're going to do is we're going to go under DHCP configuration, and we're going to put it in relay mode. We're going to go to click on relay, and then it's going to ask us what is the host address that we want to assign. Now, we're just going to go ahead and do a quick configuration check. So 192.168.2.146. 192.168.2.146. And we're going to click on done. And after that, we're going to click on save. Now, we're not fully done yet because we still have to take care of the DNS side of things. Under, where is it? DNS server, right here. We're going to delete this. I did forget to get rid of it earlier. So before we apply that, just before we do, we are, man, I don't remember if this was going to work or not. Oh, sorry, yeah, it's a server, so it's not even going to matter. So our domain in this is talkdata.services, and Yeah, I was supposed to name it something more basic, but whatever. And then we're just going to send it back to the address 192.168.246. Don't forget that all three of our services, domain name, DHCP, and DNS, are on the same server. So if you have DNS and DHCP separated, don't forget to assign their proper IP addresses. Otherwise, this is not going to work. Once that is done, we can exit, and this should be everything should be taken care of. Now we are going to go back into let's see, there we go. We're going to go back here, and we're going to get our Windows 11 client. So if I can remember the password correctly. Perfect. Now we're just going to verify it. Now, don't forget that currently the list that this has still advertises the NGFW both as a DHCP and DNS server. We don't want that. What we're going to do, just so that I can help you visualize it, we're going to do a ipconfig/all. And, alright, this is still... Just a second here, sorry about that. Now that everything is finally working the way it should, and I figured out all the mistakes that have been user created, let me just mention this. On your new DHCP server, the one that's going to be acting as your relay, do not forget to create a scope. Very, very important. Otherwise, you're going to be fishing for errors until you don't have any more hair. Then, continuation from the video that we paused earlier, we are finally ready to do a ipconfig with the full renewal, which, as you can see, it is picking up our new the first address from our new range. And if we do a ipconfig/all, you can see that now our newly served addresses have the proper values that we have set it up into our DHCP server as required, or sorry, as configured. We have our gateway, which is 2.1, and we have our DHCP server, which, if you can notice, is now no longer 2.1 but 2.146, which is the relay properly being appointed by our firewall under our settings right here. And so far so good. Now, if you have probably taken the liberty and browsed through the settings, you're going to see a little DHCP server tab right here, and you're going to see two subtabs with server and relay. Now, the server tab is pretty self-explanatory. It's just a deeper management of what's going on the NGFW. However, the relay, it's there too, but it's not exactly 100% clear to me, nor it is actually mentioned in the Arista documentation. So I'm definitely going to perform a little bit of testing over here and potentially make a follow-up video just so I can tell you guys what it is, whether or not, you know, it is even worth your guys' waste of time to configure. Because once you configure the DHCP relay under the interface settings, you don't really have any more business messing around with the what can I say, with the DHCP settings on the NGFW anyways. So everything will be handled by whatever your DHCP server is. I hope that was somewhat clear. If it is, just comment clear as mud in the comments. I might have to retake this. I don't know. I kind of want to get a general feel of the consensus around how everybody's feeling around the tutorials, whether or not I am clear, not clear. If there's any questions, please go ahead, raise them in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to respond. But that's pretty much a quick and dirty crash course in the DHCP and DNS relay servers when it comes to Arista. Follow-up videos. I have a couple of exciting things that's coming towards you guys. I can't wait to show it to you. Stay tuned for everything else. I will see you all in the next one.